Hi, I'm Teacher Lana, and today we're going to talk about classroom functions. I know when I started teaching, I made a lot of mistakes, but thankfully there were a lot of people I could reach out to for questions that I had, and they gave me the answers that I needed. So let's get started. In this section, you'll learn how to use the interactive functions in your classroom. So you log into your teacher portal, find the class that you're going to teach, and before the class, you can prepare yourself by learning the materials. Just choose the classroom you want, click materials, and you have it right there. It will give you your learning objectives. It will give you your vocabulary, sentence frames. It will give you the pictures of the slides you can go through. It will also give you feedback that you can use as a template there for your class. So it's very, very important that you review that before class. After you've started your class and you've established rapport with your student, I always ask my students, what would you like for your reward? Some of the older students want just the stars, so I give them all 5 stars right off the bat. Some of the younger students might want to do a reward. I have Connect 4 that I have numbers on, where I ask them what number they want. I have Tic-Tac-Toe, I have Paw Patrol, I have Peppa Pig, I have Baby Shark, I have dinosaurs. You name it, I probably have it somewhere, or I can make it up. But it is fun to have the stars as a reward. That's a brain break. Sometimes that child is working so hard trying to remember and trying to translate. They just need a break. And it's good for the teachers to have a break too. Always give 5 stars unless the student is being a real patootie, then you can give 4 or 3 or however many. Some people are worried about feedback, about bad feedback from the parents. I would rather run a good quality classroom and don't worry about what the parents are putting on feedback, because I want that child to learn. And the stars are a great motivator. Getting that reward, getting that star, that's a great motivator to learn. Just under the stars, you will find 2 different areas there. One says info, one says tips. The tips are where you will go if there is a slide that you are unsure what to do on it. There's usually some tips there to teach that slide. It will give you some great questions to ask, or it will give you the answers to some of the questions that are on the slides. So use the tips, and that will help you also as a reference so that you know what to do on that slide. The info is where you will go to learn about the student. You will learn about the class. The class section has a little bit about what was on the classroom materials from the home screen, but the student information, you can find out their age, their gender, and just different things like that. The info part is a very good place to go just for really quick information. If you need that there, it's right there at your fingertips. The chat box comes in very handy in class. You can click on chat box and then down on the bottom part, start typing to the student. They can type you messages, you can type them messages. I have before typed in a word. If they were having difficulty understanding it, type it in right there in the chat box. Comes in very handy. Now then, the next part is the other classroom functions. Here, the teacher could either refresh the classroom, you could exit the classroom. If you're having trouble connecting to your student, change the lines. So this is where you do that. Or if you need help from support from the firemen, click the help button, and that will alert them. Hey, we have an issue here we need help with. Type what it is in the chat box, say firemen, and then this is what's going on. And that way they know what it is instead of them having to say, okay, I'm here, what do you need? So the help button. The next part, class, the finish class and add feedback. Add feedback. I have templates that I use that I have saved on my computer. All I have to do is just put in the pertinent information for that student for that class. Makes it go so much faster. But the finish class button, my very first class that I had I had clicked out of it, finished my second class, went back to do feedback, and it was still going. I did not know I had to click finish class. I thought I could just exit out like my other classes. So I put it on social media and said, hey, this is what happened. Thankfully, someone saw it and then messaged back and said, you need to click finish class. That will get you out of the classroom. So whenever you're done teaching class, hit finish class. Then you can put your feedback in if you haven't already, and then you exit the class. All right, so here, the feedback, when you have your feedback, always start with something good. Excellent job, so-and-so. You did a great job pronouncing the vocabulary words. I love how well you read fluently. Practice at home on such and such. You don't want to say for homework, do such and such. You can say you can review slide 28, or please look around your home and find circles, or review with your parents the subject of the whatever class it was. So that's a very good way that you can tell them this is what you need to work on, but it's done in a positive way so that they know that, hey, yeah, I can do that. I can talk about that with my parents. Now then, the classroom timer, you'll see in the lower right-hand corner. This is a great motivator to keep your classroom going. There are some times that a student likes to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Okay, we have 30 seconds that we can discuss this. When that timer goes off, then we need to move on. That's a great motivator. It also makes the activities a little bit more dynamic. What it happens, they always love a contest. When I pull out my phone and say, I'm going to time you on this, reading that list, oh yeah, it's a contest. So the timer is another good way that you can get that motivation for the students. You can do it 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or 60 seconds. Now then, there are times that I either make a mistake or the student is scribbling all over. Use that slide restore button in the lower right-hand corner. It's the one that looks like the circle with the arrow on it. That will restore your slide back to the original slide. So it clears everything off. Anything that has been dragged and dropped, it will go back to its original spot. The next part, the eraser. If you don't want to restore the entire slide, use your eraser button. Just click that eraser button, pull up your mouse up to wherever it is you need, click on it, and it will erase just that one part. Then when you're done, click on the eraser icon again, you're good to go. Now then, some of the classrooms, especially the younger ones, still has a place where you can choose the different colors of pens. And I wish all of them had that. The Tiger School, you can choose different colors, but not very many of the other levels. So you can choose a color, whatever color you want, and that adds a little bit more interest and texture to your classroom. Now then, this is my favorite part, the mouse control. You can control that student's mouse. If they are just clicking through, turn the mouse off. Whenever it is time for them to answer a question or drag and drop, turn the mouse back on. Say, great job, click. Okay, let's find this one. Turn the mouse on. Fantastic. It's off. That way you control the mouse. On the next part, this one, the mouse of the pen, the focus pen, if you want to write on something and whenever you're dragging and dropping, the pen won't write on it. So you hit the pen icon and it will let you write over what it is that you have. All right, the next one. This one is if you need to find a different slide, you will just type it into the box on the lower left-hand corner, the white box. So slide 1 out of 26, the white one with the blue, type in what slide you need and then hit enter and it will take you right to that slide. All right, now then, the reward slide, kind of gotten out of order here. The reward slide is sometimes people use that reward slide instead of an external reward, like my Connect 4 or Disney princesses or dinosaurs or whatever. So with this one, you will, in the lower left-hand corner, you will just hit the little gift icon that will take you to your reward slide. And you hear the gift box, excluding the reward side itself, will contain this icon. It enables you to jump to that reward slide at any point in time, and then just hit the go back arrow and it will take you right where you left off. Okay, the trash can. Sometimes you will see a trash can icon, so just drag and drop into the trash can. Sometimes that trash can takes different forms. As you can see here, it's the shopping cart. So that's where they could drag and they could drop whatever it is. If they're counting, could you put the balls? Where are the balls? Put the balls into the shopping cart. 1, 2, and you can do whatever you want to there. One of the things that you can do is that drag and drop function. Now, one of the things that I do, I watched a lot of videos when I first started several years ago, and one of is drag and drop. Sometimes I will say drag and drop. Sometimes I have to get my phone and put my finger on it, touch the screen, drag and drop. And that way they know I'm touching the tablet, I'm moving that, and then I'm pulling my finger off to make it drop. So they release the item and to maintain a grip on it. It's always good to demonstrate that. Some of the slides will have a little dino picture there, and it will, if you click that, that will also demonstrate what to do on those slides. All right, so here, the gallery. The gallery is just your list of vocabulary words that they can drag and drop. So they can move those and then drop them. Now, they could fill the page with those. There is an infinite number of words there. And again, if you want to restore that page, just hit that restore button, the circle with the arrow, that's your restore button. And that way it is cleared if they're dragging it in the wrong spot or whatever like that. Now this one, the audio icon. The audio icon, you will click. Sometimes the student is able to click it. Sometimes you have to click it for the student. This is a listening exercise. So I always say, let's listen. And that way they know I'm supposed to listen here on this one to see what is happening. So that way they listen, then they drag and drop the correct picture. So these are some of the things that you will see in your classroom. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you learned something here. I know I learned a lot by watching the videos. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I would love to answer them. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.